Hey everyone. So what I'm doing here is setting up for a side-by-side comparison between two tractors that have the same hydraulic pump stock, but these are not the same tractors and they're both not stock. So the one on the left is a 3025E that I picked up this week. It is stock. The one on the right is my 2038R with the HydrosPlus 2R3E solution. And I've done enough work with the flow meter to know that at about 1500 RPMs, the HydrosPlus solution has the same flow as it would at wide open throttle with a stock machine. Now these two tractors, since I just got the one on the left, didn't have a chance to, in stock form, put them side by side and make sure that the loaders, because of geometry and other things, would go at the same rate. Now they both have the same cylinders, 1.5-inch bore, but geometry could make a difference. As you'll see here, they're going up at identical speeds. What I've done is the 3025E on the left is at wide open throttle. The 2038R on the right is at 1500 RPMs. And so that tells me that the geometry doesn't make a difference from a speed perspective. It's very, very close. Otherwise, you can see the 2038 does lift just a little bit higher. But other than that, those were going up at the same rate. So now that I've proven that if they were both stock tractors, they would basically lift at the same rate, same cylinders, similar geometries, I'm going to proceed with the test. So this is at idle. Now, when I say idle, the 3025E was idling at I think about a little over 1,000 RPMs. I set the 2038R to the same RPMs. It actually idles a little bit lower at about 950. So, and every time I do this test, if you haven't seen me do it before, I'll do 2 pulls just to see and make sure that they're, that we get good data for each RPM range. So that was a little over 1,000 RPMs, and as you can see, roughly I would say twice as fast for the HydrosPlus tractor versus a stock tractor. So from here I'm going to go from right about 1,000 up to 1,500 RPMs on both tractors to see what kind of performance difference you might see, if any. So HydrosPlus clearly a lot faster, but between the idle, quote unquote idle at around 1,000 RPMs and 1,500 RPMs, the ratio at which it's faster is about the same. And that's really expected. So with this solution versus if you're familiar with the 1 series solution, basically at every RPM on this solution, you will have about 85% more flow than you would on a stock tractor. On the 1 series solution, you actually gain more and more as the RPMs go up. And it has to do with the fact that you're splitting flow from a single pump, and in a stock configuration for the 1 series, you're going to basically split it so it's the same increment, 50%. But with HydrosPlus, every drop after you've satisfied the steering takes your implement speed up. So you'll see basically a linear increase, not a linear, a logarithmic increase in speed versus a linear speed. This is very linear. Every RPM, I think I'm at 2,000 right now. If you see where the bucket is, once the HydrosPlus tractor gets to the top, the 3E's bucket is at the same spot. Now, I've said this before, if you've watched, again, the 1 Series version of this, nobody does this in real life. And so um, this is simply just trying to show the difference in capability and potential speed versus just throwing numbers at you from a flow meter. So that was 2,500 RPMs. Now we're going up to wide open throttle, which is a little different because the 3E tractors are right at 2,600 RPMs. The 2R series tractor, I think, looks like it goes about 50 or so more, so it's a bit more, so I adjusted it. Basically, this isn't wide open for the 2R, but it's really close. And again, all those pulls look basically the same, with the exception of just how fast it goes. So that's the last one essentially. And what I'm doing here is bringing the 2R tractor back down to an idle here. And I'm going to see on the 3E tractor just how fast do you have to go to catch the HydrosPlus tractor when it's only idling. So I think that was probably 1,500, so that wasn't enough. I think I jump up to 2,000 here. You can see there that the 3E just beats it out just by a bit. So I pull back to 1,900 RPMs. And that's right on. So to get a sense of how your tractor might act whenever you get HydrosPlus, if you go out, turn your tractor up to 1,900 RPMs, and that's how fast it would go just in an idle. So that's it for this video. Hope that this is helpful for those of you considering the 2R3E solution from HydrosPlus. If you have questions or comments, you can leave them below, or send me an email at kevin@hydrosplus.com. Thanks for watching.